What do search engine optimization gurus think about progressive web applications? Well, in this video, I'm going to review some of the things that I read recently on Search Engine Journal. Hey guys, this is Chris Love, the owner of Love to Dev, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about search engine optimization and progressive web applications. You see, progressive web apps are all about the user experience. It's about delivering the best experience possible. And if you know anything about search engine optimization, that's exactly what Google wants you to do, provide the best experience possible for the end user. Now that can mean a lot of things, and there's a lot of aspects that are technical when it comes to search engine optimization. And progressive web applications provide a great blueprint for you to follow to deliver the best experience on the web possible. And when you do that, Google will reward you, not because Google really wants to reward you for your technical prowess, but because the consumers and end users you're trying to reach will ultimately connect with you at a better level. And Google watches and knows what resonates the best with the general public and their search engine audience. And because those consumers are engaging with you more, Google will reward you with better search engine rankings, which means you'll connect with more potential customers. And that's what we all want. So yesterday, I was on Search Engine Journal, which if you're not familiar with Search Engine Journal, this is one of the main websites that search engine optimization people follow and learn how to do their craft. It's sort of like going to C# Corner for a .NET developer. And they had a roundup article. See, I know the search engine terms, guys. So they had a guru roundup article where they have 47 search engine optimization experts predict what they think is probably most important for 2018, or what are some of the emerging trends in search engine optimization and search engine marketing for 2018. And out of those 47, at least 5 point out progressive web applications. Now, there was one dude who didn't think PWAs offered any value, and he seemed to be irritated with them. And he made 2 comments. He said they don't scale and they provide problems. The problem is, he didn't say what he meant by scale, and he never defined the problems. So I'm going to do some research, and when I find out, I'm going to give a good reply here. So you definitely want to subscribe to find out what happens there. But the other folks were really bullish on progressive web apps. But this isn't the first time that I've seen search engine optimization thought leaders and experts tout progressive web applications. But I thought I'd just go over a few key points that some of these people talked about when it came to progressive web applications and search engine optimization. One of the first things that I saw, and I thought, wow, this is great. It's like progressive web apps are still young and offer lots of potential opportunity here. And I think he's absolutely right. Even though progressive web apps have been a thing probably for 4 years, the real energy behind progressive web apps is probably less than a year and a half old at this point. And that's because we had to kind of wait for browsers to start shipping some of the native functionality before it really caught inertia. But as I've talked about many times over, this doesn't mean that you should limit yourself just to the browsers that support service workers and web manifest capabilities. And that's because you can polyfill a lot of those capabilities if you know how, which is something I know how to do. But beyond that, some of the other things that were pointed out, and I'm very glad to see the messaging is resonating with this particular crowd, marketers. And that is both Apple and Microsoft are elevating progressive web apps to an equal standing with native applications. And the reason is, progressive web apps are designed to make websites look and feel and behave just like native applications without all the native application hassle like an app store. But I also saw them even acknowledge the fact that Microsoft is accepting progressive web apps for the Windows Store. And I even saw them at least hinting or thinking that Android was going to do the same thing in the Google Play Store. Now, I've never seen anything official along those lines, and my friends on the Chrome team have never acknowledged that's the path. So I can't guarantee that's what's going to happen, or even if the app stores are really going to stick around, because the other thing that they acknowledge, which I'm so glad to see, is that no one's looking for native applications anymore. Despite the fact that people keep building and submitting new apps to app stores, the consumers just aren't there. They're just not looking for new applications. And the ability to reach them is becoming harder and harder. Whereas controlling your marketing and managing your message and getting traffic to your website is still hard, but it's easier than ever before. And there are great, essentially, past blueprints, recipes, funnels, these kind of things that you can do with the web that are practically impossible to do with native applications. And this is another reason why I think the search engine optimization and search engine marketing crowd is bullish on progressive web apps. And finally, just like I posted here recently, Apple is starting to push progressive web apps, albeit indirectly. And that's because they're starting to reject more apps to the App Store and also cleaning house of apps that they don't think are app-like. And if you read their guidelines, they clearly state, if your app really should be a website, they're going to reject you. And now that they're going back and kind of purging things, they're probably going to pull you as well. And this leaves you one key option: make a good progressive web app. And that's because pretty much anything you're probably going to do, you're going to be able to do with a progressive web app without the App Store hassle. Heck, if nothing else, Apple's not going to take 30% of your pre-tax revenue. That alone is enough incentive for almost everybody to avoid doing a native application, in my opinion. And on top of that, businesses are reporting great results with progressive web apps on iOS, despite the fact that Safari currently does not support service workers or the web manifest and add to home screen process that progressive web apps offer. However, you can polyfill some of that functionality. And if you follow me long enough, you'll understand how. And if you want to dive deep into that topic, I really encourage you as a developer to enroll in my progressive web app from beginner to expert course, where it's got about 20 hours of developer training around progressive web apps. And of course, we're going to do deep dives into how to do service worker caching and polyfill for platforms like iOS and Internet Explorer, so that you can get the most out of your effort and provide as much great functionality to your end users as possible. So progressive web apps are going to give you a great opportunity to increase your search engine ranking profile, because you're going to be offering a much better experience to your potential customers. And that means you're going to have higher engagement rates, even on platforms that don't support service workers and web manifest just yet, like iOS. So if you want to know more about progressive web apps, either as a developer, a business owner, or a marketer, please feel free to contact me. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you think this is something that's going to be useful for you, definitely share this with your friends. And please subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss anything in the near future, and you can stay on top of the progressive web application game, especially when it comes to marketing your business online and getting those great search engine placement, your SERPs, and attracting great link juice, but more importantly, connecting with your customers so that you can engage with them and hopefully increase your sales and business relationships.